time, they're gonna grow up like how we did.
Right.
They're gonna venture off, and they're gonna want to try to find their own way. And you have to give them the tools that they need growing up in order to be successful, confident young adults.
I like that. I definitely have to agree with what he was saying. My next question, I just thought about this while you was speaking on what you were speaking on. Current event. We're in 2012. A whole new year, a lot of new things going on. But how would you explain this whole bullying thing to your daughter? Because I mean, it's abundant in schools,
Crazy.
online. You know what I'm saying? So how would you get your daughter ready for how would you explain that to her? Like, yo, there's bullies out there. You need to watch out.
Well, the thing is, I would explain it to her. I have to explain it to her the way it was explained to me. I got to be real.
It's only right.
All, because I think the kids, they know when you're like lying to them or bullshitting with them. But you got to be real with them. You got to tell them like that bullying stuff is not good. If you see somebody else bullying somebody else, like you wouldn't want it to happen to you, or you wouldn't want nobody to bully your father or your mother. Speak up. Don't be afraid. Don't have that fear in you. Putting you on pause where you can't even move. Tell that fear that you gotta go.
Kick rocks, man.
And open your mouth. That's not right. Stop that. And if they don't, that's what we got authorities for. That's what we got the police for. That's what we got teachers for. That's what we got. You know what I mean? Open your mouth. And if none of them do anything about that, that's when you know what I mean? Well, you come to daddy first. Daddy's always going to take care of it.
Right.
If none of those people take care of it, then that's when daddy is going to have to take care of it himself and go to your school, whatever I need to do, go to the police and handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
But in a responsible way. No, in a non-violent way.
No, definitely.
It's already bullying going on. We don't need more violence.
Right. We're not trying to perpetuate, as they say, the cycle going on and on. Definitely. I would have to tell my son, like, look, as real as I can be, like how you said, my father told me, hey, don't start fights. That's not what we do. That's not what we're about. But at the same time, you finish a fight if someone's trying to start it with you. Now, I'm not here to promote violence, because that's not what I'm about. But at the same time, you do have to defend yourself.
If a man don't stand up for something, he'll fall for any goddamn thing.
You'll be easily persuaded to do things that ain't right. But if you're not standing up for yourself and in your own personal beliefs and what your parents instilled in you, then like you said, you're willing to fall for anything. If a dude say, yo, we're gonna go over here, jump off a bridge, you gonna go? Heck yeah. I don't care. I don't stand for nothing.
Where the bridge at?
You know what I'm saying? Where it at? How high? Can I belly flop? Like all of that.
No, later for that.
Yeah, that's stand up, speak up. There's nothing wrong with doing the right thing.
I think that's what kids have a hard time with, following. And man, I can remember when I was young, that was like one of the first things my father said to me. Don't be a follower. And then not just that, I had my uncles. For people who don't have anybody, you need somebody. No one could do it in this world by themselves. You need somebody. You need some kind of help. Somebody motivating you. Somebody telling you what's right from wrong. Somebody letting you know what's going on in this world that we live in.
Yeah, no, for real. Even if you didn't grow up with your father, even if you have a father figure in your life, someone that you can look up to, that can give you sound advice, point you in the right direction, show you where you need to go. It just doesn't have to be a father. I know a lot of single mothers out there who play both roles, who are the mother and the father. And they raise great kids. So it's not just fathers. I mean, we're definitely shouting out all the fathers out there that's doing them, taking care of their kids, taking care of their responsibilities. But at the same time, mothers can be fathers too. I don't want to take anything away from the single mothers out there that's doing it, because I know a couple that's doing it.
Dad and moms, or mom and dad. I don't know.
Yeah,
you got to mix them both up together.
You got to mash them up. But our focus, is for the fathers out there. Again, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I know you tuning in, listening. So I want to give you a shout out. And to everybody else out there that's tuning in, that's a father, much respect to you. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. I love my son.
I love my daughter.
You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to know that when I come home from work, little dude's gonna be running da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to take that away from my man D. He said it best. It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling when you walk in the house after a long day of work. You tired, bad back, your eyes hurt because you were probably looking at a computer screen all day, and then you got your little one coming up to you screaming da 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 da. That's
it makes it all worth it.
It do.
Every moment of it. I don't even think about it when I'm home with her. Mm-hmm. I forget about all of that happened at work, and it's just her time. It's me and her.
That's what's up. Now I'm gonna pose a question to all the listeners out there. If you're tuning in just now, I'm your host Casey. This is the Casey Show with my special guest, Brother D. And if you see a number at the bottom of your screen, please don't hesitate. Call in. This question is I'm asking to my guest, Brother D, and everybody out there that's listening right now. And it basically goes like this. Excuse me. What does it mean to have family time? And on top of that, the second part of that question is, do you think dinner with your family is overrated? So let me state those two questions again. One, what does it mean for you? What does it mean for family time? And then for everybody out there that's listening, and do you think that dinner, family time, do you think that's overrated? Should we just be like, yo, forget that, we gonna just do what we do? Or do you think it's an important foundation for a good family?
The first one was, what do I think of family time?
Yeah, what do you think of family time?
Family time, I love it. I love my little family. I mean, it's little now. I plan on making it bigger, but but I love my time with my family. I love being with my daughter. I love being with the mother of my child. Family time is us, actually. It's your immediate family. It's your wife, your girlfriend, your kid, all together, having a good time, and doing what the families do, bugging out, joking around, just having a good time, making it light. And then for the second question, the dinner thing, I think the dinner thing is essential. Like, I eat with my daughter every night. We do family dinner every night. And that's what's up. I love it, because we'll chill, we'll make faces with each other, we'll ask each other how was each other's day and stuff like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Like, I think it's, you know what? When I was growing up, I didn't really have the dinner time thing. Okay. But I'm trying to definitely do something different. Like, what my parents couldn't do or didn't do, I gotta throw in and see if that works.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. For me, family time is very important. Quick little story I gotta tell you. I used to live in Seattle, Washington in the early 90s. I loved it. Great place. If anybody ever get a chance to go out to Seattle, Washington, do it. Beautiful. If you love nature, that's where you need to be. But going back to the question about family time, one thing that me and my family used to do is have game night. Every Friday night, we would come together, after a long day. Everybody meet in the dining room, and we'll pick a board game and play it. It'd be either Trouble. I love that game. I was the beast. They couldn't hold me. I used to not always win, but like 80% of the time, I used to win. You know what I'm saying? Trouble was the game. That was the game. I know you remember Trouble.
He mean 20%, not 80.
80% of the time, I used to win. You hit the little bubble in the middle, get 6, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But every Friday, me and my family, we would come together and we would play different board games. You know what I'm saying? Trouble, Monopoly, Uno, Life.
Yeah, Monopoly was my thing.
That was the game right there.
I like to take your money and bankrupt you. That's me.
No doubt. But yeah, we used to play mad different games. So for me, family time was essential because we came together. It made our bond stronger. And it was fun. It's fun time with mom and pops, my little bro. Just us to come together and have fun. So for me, I think family time is very important. It's a time to bond, to figure out what other family members are feeling, what they're going through. It doesn't even have to be serious like that. It can just be, yo, how was your day today? What did you do today?
Yeah, don't try to overcomplicate it. It's always, everything is always better when you just simplify it. If it's simple, then it's easy. Everybody could do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's, for me, I think it's the little things that make a big difference. And I know that may sound cliche, and you probably heard it in mad different movies and this, that, and the third. But I think for right now, it rings true. It's good to, like I said before, come home and my little man run up to me saying, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." That's not a big thing. He don't know. He just says, "Hey, daddy's home. Let me go run to daddy." It's the little things that that make it make it better, make life a little easier to deal with.
I was about to say easier.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And the next part is dinner with family overrated. I think it's underrated. It doesn't get enough play, if you will. I honestly, in my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion, I feel that if families across the country, whether you're black, white, Asian, or not, whatever race or creed you're from, if families were to come together and spend just that half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour eating over some good food and just talking about your day, and it'll a lot of things will be easier. The world will be an easier place to deal with.
I think it's sort of like a little therapy too. I mean, me, I know in my house, my family, we could talk about anything. My daughter, she's gonna be able to talk about anything to me, with me. She's only 18 months now, but I don't care if she's 16 years old and want to talk about boys, or 17 and want to talk about. Actually, 23 and want to talk about boys. That's gonna be 23 before.
I hope y'all hear that.
Talk about any boys, but I want her to do that with me. You know what I mean? I don't want her finding that out outside of my house. That's outside of the house. Don't know. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I'm gonna let him know what's good. I'm gonna have to talk with him. Don't let the TV teach your kids what they need to know. Don't let the internet teach your kids what they need to know. Because at the end of the day, if that happens, then they're gonna be learning everything the wrong way. Now, don't get me wrong, the internet may have some positive information out there, even the TV. PBS, TLC, History Channel, Discovery Channel, Animal Planet.
Not MTV, not Talk, E-Soup. I don't know what the heck that show is. VH1, Basketball Wives. These people cannot teach you how to raise their kids. I don't even see their kids by them on those shows that they're on.
Right.
Their kids are never shown. So don't let the TV raise you. I mean, help you raise your kids. Don't let that
right.
TV.
You do that. You know what I'm saying? You're the adult. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be, the responsible one, knowing right from wrong and teaching your kids these values that you hold. You know, it's not about you anymore. It's not about me. It's not about Brother D anymore. It's about that life that we're bringing into the world that's already in the world. You know.
Yeah.
So, I have another question. Since we're speaking on this, when you're looking for help, when you need some advice, who do you turn to? Do you get like a psychiatry book and read some Dr. Phil quotes, or do you like go to your mom, your pops? Like when you're looking for advice or help, you know what I'm saying? As you being how old you are now, like who do you turn to? Like who do you look up to? Like, yo, I need some advice. What can you give me?
Well, not everybody has the outlets in family like I do. Mm-hmm. But I got an incredibly large family, so I'm real fortunate. God bless me to be with them and us to be even cool with each other. So actually, I could go to anybody in my entire family and just pick their brain about anything, and sometimes it'll be right, sometimes it won't.
Yeah,
I got to decipher out that stuff for myself, and you know me, but the type of person that I am, I need maybe advice from like 3 or 4 or 5 people, and then I'll make a decision off of that because I can't. I don't know. I have to hear multiple different views on it, in order to get it.
Yeah, I have to say I'll probably be the same way. I might not have as a big family as you, but family pretty big.
Yeah.
Stretched out over a couple states, not continents.
You with daddy, you making it bigger, ain't you?
But I would say, I would have to go to my pops, my mom. Definitely talk to one of my uncles. So yeah, I'll probably have to say like my dad, my mom, my uncle.
Yeah, that's a good person.
Or any. Like yourself. Anybody in the family that's that supports me, and that could be anybody.
Yeah, like it's exactly the same. I got my uncles. I call my dad whenever I need him. He always has good advice. Like that guy, it's an OG. He always has good advice. My uncles too. They got like a few years on me. So yeah, it's everywhere. It's kind of hard, and here, Boston, just society, period. It makes it hard for like a black dude to be able to get advice if he doesn't have family, period, or anything. Like women have all these centers and everything for them, but there's no center. There's no center for black fathers.
No, no, you're right. Not even trying to take anything away from the centers that work with women for either being abused, homeless. Not trying to take anything away from that. We're just just like you said, just stating that there's not an outlet for men, for black men at that. Hopefully, on this show we can shine some light on that particular area, and hopefully people out there listening, politicians, whoever, will see that is something that's needed. I'm glad you said that. Because that kind of segues into my next question, in a sense. But what is the best advice you have gotten from your father, a father figure? If you're a single mom out there, what advice have you gotten from your mother or your father? What's the best advice you can say you've gotten? It doesn't even have to,
Man,
it can just be one aspect. It doesn't even have to be like overall.
I don't know. I think the patience advice. My mother, be patient. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah, just be patient with your kid. They're going to mess up a bunch of times, just like we messed up when we were kids. So be there for them, support them, love them, let them always know they have somebody that has their back unconditionally, and that will, you know what I mean? That goes better. That works over better if you have that unconditional love and you show that to your kid. They'll bring love into the world too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's what we need. I mean, especially among the black community that we have out here, we definitely need more love, more unity. I'm gonna say this till the day I die, and even beyond that. For me, I feel that as a community out there, we need more unity now than we did in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah.
You know, because society and the times is everything is so easily corruptible. You know, even the something that you might find innocent got some type of evilness behind it, and that's why we got to come together. You know, have one, take care of our kids. You know, that's why I'm shouting out all the fathers out there.
Happy Father's Day.
Again, happy Father's Day out there.
To all the real fathers.
Yes.
Putting in that real work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean.
Putting in that work, taking care of what you got to take care of. That's what it is. That's what we hear about. That's what we here to talk about. You know? But
no excuses for the grown men too. If you're a grown man, my father always used to say that. No excuses. All right, just handle your business. Don't complain because no one cares. You know, and just handle your business. You got responsibility. You have to handle your stuff before it handles you.
Right. I have a let me ask you something else. What do you see the difference between being a young father and an old father? Not necessarily like old in a sense, but being, let's say, like 32 plus. What's the big difference? Or
I already know. Just real quick.
What's up? Educate, man. Educate.
Not all middle-aged men know, but a lot of middle-aged men who are handling their business, being fathers, having a family, being with your family, keeping everything together. These people, they already know who they are, and you have to know who you are in order to handle stuff. Wow. If you know who you are, you simplify right there. You know, you don't play around. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you play around and everything, but you have to just know what type of man you are. You know, who you are, and don't question none of that stuff. You know.
Wow, I like that. That's probably the best answer you could give right now. Know who you are. You know,
makes everything else easier.
Yeah, have a better understanding of who you are, how far you can push yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, your limits, your boundaries.
Exactly. And I feel like the young boys, like, they don't know who they are. That's why they're young. They don't know who they are yet. They haven't got to that point. So they're just starting to get to know who they are. You know, some of them, they might think they know, but
they don't have no idea.
Nah, it's just beginning for a
few
of them.
Right,
you know?
They still green around the ears and all of that. You know,
definitely.
For me, I would say it would have to be experience. Even though there's a big age difference, you know, it all comes down to what you know.
Yeah, what you've been through.
What you've been through, you know, because I know some young cats that been through more than some of the old cats out here right now, you know.
Definitely.
So for me, it would have to be your experience. I'm still young myself. I'm not as young as some of the young fathers out there, but I'm still young, and for me, it's an eye opener, you know, knowing like, dang, I got a kid coming on the way, son or daughter, you know, just that feeling of, all right, I got to start making some better moves, some better choices.
Yeah,
I got a heavy. I won't say it's a burden. It's only a burden if you let it be a burden. You know what I'm saying? Bringing life into this world is a beautiful thing. That's why
it's a blessing.
It's a blessing. That's why that's why we were created. That's why the one thing we were created. We were created to be fruitful and multiply. Simple as that, you know? So it's not a burden. It's only a burden if you make it. Now, there are some realization facts that come along with it as far as, dang, do I have enough money? Do I got this? Do I got a roof over my head? And those things can become burdensome, but having a kid is not that at all. I'm talking through firsthand experience because that's the only way I can talk. There is stress. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything like that. It is. You are going to have stress.
This is the stress right here. I don't want to say I'm going bald, but it's happening.
That's stress. You know what I'm saying? But if you know who you are, if you have an understanding of what you can do, like Brother Davis said, you know, if you understand who you are, if you know your limits, then, you know, anything is possible. You know, you just got to be dedicated. You got to be committed, you know, and you got to take care of your responsibilities. If you can do that, you know what I'm saying, along with being an equal partner with the mother of your child, then there's nothing that neither one of y'all can do. There's no problems that you guys can't handle, you know.
Stronger together than apart.
Exactly. And that's you know, coming back to what I was saying before, but that's where that unity comes back into play. You know, we got to be there for one another.
You know what I would love to see?
What's up?
I'd love to see like all the black men just let's do another Million Man March or something. You know what I mean? I just want to see that black, not men. Actually, black, just males. You know, that way it's just kids of all ages, all sizes, but just black
coming together. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because for me, I've been wanting to do something like that in this wonderful city of Boston for a long time. You know, I think that Boston would come out of something like that with a better attitude. You know. Well,
then not just all right. Then put it like this: not black men. Then if it's some Boston thing, men. Period.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just men. Period. Men from all, like you said, races, creeds, all that. If it could be done, that's what I would want.
Yeah, we definitely need to do it. People out there listening, you know, start spreading the word. Start telling your homeboys, you know what I'm saying? Even your homegirls, let them know because they probably got brothers, fathers, boyfriends, uncles. Like, yo, uncles. Yo, we need to come together, have a Million Man March, you know, and we're not marching to stop racial tension, which some marches can be for, you know, like what they did in D.C.
We're marching to show how together we are.
Exactly. It's about unity. It's about coming together. It's about celebrating the positives that are out there. We're not worried about the negatives. I don't care if you are a big doomsday prepper. We're not here about that. We're celebrating life, unity, and men taking care of their responsibilities. That's the Million Man March right there. You know, people out there, you know, get that word around. Get that out there. Let people know, hey, that's a good idea. Why don't we try to organize that? You know, talk to your city officials. Let them know. Let them know you want to do that. Talk to your teachers. You know, tell your moms and pops. Tell your fathers especially. You know, I like that idea. Definitely. Have a Million Man March out here. You know, we're marching to show our strength, to show our unity.
We are strong, yo.
You know?
We're stronger together than apart.
You know? Together we stand, divided we fall. I ain't trying to fall, man. I don't like falling, man.
Me neither.
It hurt.
It do hurt.
It hurt, especially when you on top. You know, that's it's all about the mentality. You know, I'm not better than nobody, but at the same time, I do carry myself with a high standard. You know,
we got to. No one's gonna. I mean, if you think you're nothing, then that's what you know what I mean. You're gonna be.
Exactly.
If you think you're the man, you gotta act like it. You know,
right? If you call yourself a man. If you say you're taking care of responsibilities, then do it. Actions speak louder than words.
Actions do speak louder
than words.
You know,
we can be up here all day, preaching till our face turn blue, green, purple, saying we do this and that. But the moment we leave here and we don't do none of that, then all that stuff we did was for nothing.
For nothing. It's a lie.
BS.
I'm not a liar.
There
I
it is.
haven't lied since. Oh no, that's a lie right there. No, man, I haven't lied in a long time. So long I can't even remember. Not even a little fib.
That's
You just
real.
have to know who you are.
Right.
I know exactly who I am.
You know, that goes and it comes back full circle. Once you know who you are as a person, you know, especially as a father, and what you can do and what you can do to maintain what you got to do, then everything else will become easier. You know, you'll know how to interact with your kids when they ask you certain things. You'll start to develop, as my man brother D said, patience, which is one of the virtues, which is a big virtue. A lot of people, one, don't have patience, and then it's not something that can be easily done.
Yeah, it's
you know?
easier said than done, you know? Like having patience is easier. It's easier to say, yeah, I gotta be patient and I can't yell and I can't, I don't want to beat I want to beat my kid or not.
Yeah.
First of all, don't beat your kid, all right? But a little tap here, don't.
You know, discipline them. Let
Yeah,
them know when they're
discipline.
getting out of line. You know,
Plus-
we ain't telling you to.
Plus, they're kids, you know? I remember when I was a kid, the best way my parents, beat me was to take everything away from me, you know?
Right.
Leave me in the room with a sheet.
And that's it.
Yeah, a sheet. Not even a pillow, just a sheet.
Sleep on the mattress.
Not even the mattress on the floor with a sheet. You know? But they love me.
You know, it taught you something. It made you a better person, right?
Exactly.
And that's all. And that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Being there for your son or your daughter. You know, letting them know, hey, you're doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, you deserve it. But at the same time, telling them, hey, you messing up right now. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing this. You know, and you got to stay on top of them. It's a lifestyle change. You know, when you have a kid, things are gonna change. For me, for the longest time, I was like, man, you know what? Things ain't gonna change. I'm gonna still do me. I'm gonna still do me.
It's inevitable.
It's not going down like that. It's not.
It does change. It changed the moment. I don't know. I can't speak for every man, but it changed the moment you even see your kid's face.
Right.
I felt different when I seen her come into the world. That's it. I changed. At that moment, I changed.
Oh yeah. Were you in there when your daughter was being born?
Of course.
You ain't pass out. You ain't scared of blood, are you?
No, I ain't scared.
Okay. Cause I was in there too. I'm not even gonna lie. I was in there. I seen the whole thing.
Nah, let's not tell a story about how to describe it.
I'm not describing anything.
It might make me pass out right now.
Nah, but I was, I seen it all. I say all that to say it's a beautiful thing seeing life being brought into this world.
Yeah, it is.
That's where I was going with that. Not to get into details.
Yeah.
I don't want you passing out, brother.
Yeah, okay.
But nah, it's a beautiful thing to see life being brought into this world. And yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't want to switch anything. But yeah, going back to what we were talking about before, there's going to be challenges. There will be stressful days. There are going to be nights where you were working all day, lifting shit, doing what you got to do, come home, and then you got to put the little man or little mama to bed. And sometimes they're not going to go to bed right away, Sometimes they will go to bed right away, but wake up at 12 o'clock at night, screaming, crying, hungry, diaper full, That shit happens like that, and you're going to be tired. It's going to be your turn to get up,
Yeah.
But
You got to get up.
you got to get up. You got to do it. That's part of responsibilities. But at the same time, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, me neither.
And on some realness, it gets a little easier after you've been doing it for a while.
Oh yeah.
It gets a little easier. Like, you know what? I'm up. Let's get them.
I feel like a pro, but when you talk to an older man, you definitely ain't no pro.
Nah. Oh, you young bloods.
Yeah. You ain't started nothing yet. They grow so fast.
Oh man, out of this world fast. But let me Let me see. What can I?
You got one more?
Yeah, I got a couple more. Let me see. All right. I didn't necessarily ask this question earlier, but I kind of spoke on it briefly. But what values do you want your kids to have, or what lessons do you want your daughter to learn? And again, these questions are posed to everybody out there listening. You know, if you have a kid, especially if you're a father, what do you want your kids to learn? What message or moral lesson do you want to instill in your kid? But what about you?
I just want my daughter to know what right from wrong. What always think in the back of your head, would my father approve of this? Would is this something he would do? Mm-hmm. And that's just basically it. Like, we're not gonna be around them forever. Mm-hmm. We can't coddle them all the time. Mm-hmm. And I wanna. That would just give me peace of mind if she just knew right from wrong and just knew Daddy always got you, no matter what the hell it is. You come to me, talk to me about whatever, mm-hmm. even if it's a little uncomfortable for me. I will bear with it. I will bear with it for you.
Right. For me, I would have to say, just knowing, since I have a son, it'd be a little different. Just knowing how to be a man, especially a black man in today's society, and what comes along with that, positive and negative. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing. I'm here to tell you like I see it, tell you like how it is, and then at the same time give you my views on it. And so for me, like I said, I would teach my son how to be a man. Take care of your responsibilities. Don't hit women. That's one thing I have to say my father instilled in me growing up. He was like, yo, the moment you think you're big enough to hit your mama, best believe I'm bringing the pain on. I'm bringing that pain to you. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go there. I don't want to hit women.
You've won this battle, Dad.
You know what I'm saying? But when Dad speaks, that's the law of the land. And that's
definitely.
And that's what I want to teach my son. Like, yo, when you speak, things happen, but you have to do it in the right way.
You have to make them happen. They just don't happen.
Yeah.
If you speak, it's not. You're not the genie or nothing.
Yeah, we're not a genie. We're not the most high or nothing like that. But you definitely have to be proactive as well. But yeah, I would teach him how to be a man, taking care of your responsibilities. One thing my father always told me, and I definitely commend him on that, because I wouldn't be who I was if he didn't tell me this. But he was like, look, temptation's gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go out there and you gonna have sex with different people. That's but the thing that he wanted me to learn was not the fact that I'm gonna go out there and have sex with everybody. No, but the thing that he wanted me to learn and to realize is, if I do, and let's say I was young, 15, 16, and had a kid, he was like, yo, you taking care of that kid. You gonna take care of your responsibilities, and that's what I would have to tell my son. Like, look, one, I don't want you having sex before you're married anyway, but at the same time, things happen. That's just being honest. My pops didn't want me to, things happen, but at the same time, he was like, if you did have sex with that girl and you did get her pregnant, you will be taking care of it, And that's one thing that stuck with me throughout my whole life. Now, when I did have a son, I wasn't young. I was blessed enough to have it later in life, but that still stuck with me, This is my kid. I'm gonna take care of responsibility for it. I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna, if I didn't finish school, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna get my GED. If I did finish school, got my high school diploma, let me take it to the next level. Let me either try to get into a community college, pick up a trade, find something positive that's going to not help me, which it will help me, but it's not about me no more. It's about my son or daughter, You know, how are my actions going to show them, all right, this is what you have to do when you have a kid. This is how you should do even before you have a kid. You should want to finish school. You know, you should want to go to the next level as far as going to college, getting your degree in business, psychiatry, nurse, whatever. Whatever it is you want to do, make sure you do it. So that your kid, when they look up to you, like, wow, my dad finished school. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? He graduated from wherever. That's what's up.
If he could do it, I could do it.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's
all it is.
He sums it up right there. You know, if my pops can do it, you know, I can do the same thing. And I would want my son or my daughter, you know what I'm saying, in your case, Brother D, your daughter, I would want them to do better than me.
I already know my daughter's going to be better.
You know what I'm saying? I want my son to have four diplomas, you know what I'm saying, and a master's and a PhD. I want all of that for my son, you know? So for me, just to bring it all back home, just being responsible, knowing how to be a man, a black man in today's society, you know? So those are the values I would want to teach my son, you know? That's how I would do it.
All right.
You know?
That's good.
Well, yeah, going back to all the listeners out there, you know what I'm saying? There's a number scrolling at the bottom of your screen. You know, if you want to comment, chime in, if you got questions you want to ask, or if you got something you want to say, please don't hesitate, call in. You know, we definitely want to hear from you, hear what you got to say. Yeah. But what about you, Brother D? You got any things you want to tell the listeners out there, the viewers? Any shout outs you want to give to the people out there?
Oh, I want to shout out my princess, Sanaya.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know, and wifey, and that's basically it. You know. Well. My whole family. It's too many of them to go shout out.
Right.
Shout out the whole family, but the fam, immediate, and you know the whole people, everybody, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely want to shout out, you know, my pops. If you out there listening, watching, you know what I'm saying, happy Father's Day to you, big ups.
Happy Father's Day.
You know what I'm saying? You already know, Brother D. I'm going to give a shout out to all the other fathers out there. Brother Ray, if you out there listening, if watching, you know what I'm saying, happy Father's Day to you. My brother Shane out there, you know, happy Father's Day to you too. And all the fathers out there, you know, like I said at the beginning of the show, this is a Father's Day special. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to congratulate and celebrate the fathers out there that's taking care of theirs.
Putting in that real work.
Like he said, putting in that real work. None of that bullshit, that real work. I'm sorry for the language, but sometimes it has to be said. But yeah, putting in that real work. Let me see if I have anything else that I could speak on real quick. Oh, this is a very important question. Actually, this question was actually texted in to me not too long ago. But the question was, if you don't live with your kids, how many of you fathers out there are going to see your fathers on Father's Day? So let me ask that one more time. Let me just slow it down and ask that one more time. If you don't live with your kids and you're a father, how many of you fathers out there are going to see your kids on Father's Day? You know, what about you? You gonna be with your kids on Father's Day?
Yeah, I'm gonna be with my kids on Father's Day. I'm gonna be at I'm gonna go to a bunch of places, a bunch of Father's Day cookouts and stuff like that. My father, he lives in another city. Lives in New York.
Oh, okay.
Brooklyn. What's up, Dad? Yeah, and you know he can't be around like that. I don't know. You know, it's just a time thing. Now that I'm an adult myself, and you know he's a grown man, but I love my pops. I make time for this dude, and whenever we need to get up, it's like we were together yesterday. It's like we were just hanging out yesterday. So we have that relationship, you know. But I'm gonna be with my daughter, my kids.
That's what's up. Me too. I'm gonna be with my son. You know, the mother the mother of my son. We hanging out with them. You know, just having it up, having a good time.
Just to let y'all know too, it's Father's Day. It's our day.
Listen to them.
It's our day. So let your women know that it ain't their day. It's our day,
right?
You know, and everything that entails. Because I feel too many times, you know, we underappreciated. You know,
amen.
Like everybody is doing this.
They're not.
There's a lot of dudes who want to make babies. They don't want to take care of them though.
A lot of perpetrators out there.
My uncle said this to me. Babies don't keep niggas. And it's true. You know what I mean? But
profound.
But it kept me. I'm good. I don't got no problem. I'm straight.
That's what's up. I like that. I'm gonna have to use that later on down the line.
But we can't, you know, all the mothers appreciate your man for stepping up. You know what I mean? That's his day. That's all day, I should say, because I'm a pops too. It's all day. You know what I mean? Cook that dude a steak, whatever he needs. If he need the beer, don't be lazy. Go get the beer and give him the steak too with the beer.
With the top already off of that. Let me throw that in there. Make sure the top is off already.
Yeah, open the beer first. You know what I mean?
You know, open that mess up. Let him just relax on his lazy boy chair with his feet up.
It's only one day.
A day.
It's a day, and it takes so long to get here too. You know, it takes so long to get here. Father's Day shouldn't even be in June. It should be in the middle of the year.
Should be every day.
It should be every day.
Every day is Father's Day.
Super Dad. You know? That's what I'm gonna wear a T-shirt on Saturday. It's gonna say Super Dad.
I like that.
You know, I'm just gonna shout out myself, Super Dad.
I might have to jump on the bandwagon with that one. You know.
Why you a Super Dad? You gotta do it.
You know what I'm saying. We out here doing what we gotta do. We both wake up at the butt crack of dawn. Getting the kids ready, gotta get ready to go to work for whoever, 8 hours, 9 hours, 16 hours, 12, you know, putting in mad work, come home, you know, want to relax, see the fam. That's why we need that. That's why we need the Father's Day, you know? But I definitely want to just, again, shout out all the fathers out there. I want to shout out my pops. I'm gonna speak on my dad a little bit. You know, I love my dad. He's a great fella, great guy. Shouldn't say that, but he probably laughing right now. But no, I love my pops. You know, he's done a lot for me. A lot of guidance. You know, I'm not a bad kid. I wasn't a bad kid. I just did dumb stuff.
I was. I was bad. Sorry, Dad.
Well, I wasn't bad. I just did dumb shit, dumb things. You know, getting in stupid trouble. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here right now. Not necessarily with this show talking about it right now, but I probably wouldn't be where I'm at mentally, as far as, you know, how I think, how I interpret life, how I prepare myself for it. You know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. You know, he definitely showed me a lot of love, a lot of discipline.
He helped you find out who you are, and you know who you are.
It full circle. It goes back to it's full circle, man.
You wouldn't know who you are if it wasn't for him. So I mean, that's what it is. That's all it is. That's a short version of it.
Exactly. I mean, like I was saying, it goes full circle. Like Brother D was saying before. Once you understand who you are as a person, you know, and you love who you are, because you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself. You know, that comes along with knowing who you are. I love myself. I mean, I got my flaws. Who don't? But at the end of the day, I ain't perfect, but yet I take care of my responsibilities. I do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I show just as much love as I receive it. You know, because that's nothing. You got to show people love too. You can't. It's good to demand respect, but at the same time, you have to show it, and you have to give it. And
there's a way to do it too. You know, like if you're not getting respect, you got to do it in a different way. Like, you don't have to, I don't know, all that violent stuff. Like, you don't have to get violent.
Right.
Demand it in a different way, figure that out. Figure out how to do it. Anything's possible, man. Just handle your stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to, nothing's going to come easy. Don't get me wrong. There are some things that will. There are some people who things come easy for them. But for the majority of people out there, me being one of them, things don't come easy. Things don't come naturally like that.
Sitting down for a while, I gotta stretch my back.
So that means you gotta work on it. You gotta take the time, you gotta take the effort, you gotta take the energy, and you gotta work on it. But once you get it, once you know it, once you understand who you are, it's just so easy. Things just just happen so easy just because you understand what you can do. You know how far you can push your body and push the limit without it being in a negative way. Without going over the edge, if you will. You know how to. All right, I did what I had to do. I'm good. I'm straight. Now it's time to fall back.
Yeah, you gotta know when to fall back too. It's not easy. None of it is easy, man. This thing, life, man. None of this life shit is not easy, man.
It ain't, and that's why.
And the thing is, it ain't supposed to be either. It's only for the cats who want to handle it and handle their business and do it strong. I'm one of those people. I want to do it strong, so I ain't giving up. I ain't a quitter. It ain't gonna happen. And you know what? The rest of you fathers handle your business. You could do the same. You are doing the same thing. Handle your stuff.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody gonna stop you.
Nobody. The only person that's gonna stop you is you.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate to sound cliche, but a lot of the stuff it rings true. You know what I'm saying? Only you can stop you. That you're if you can't stop you, then no one's gonna stop you.
All right. On that, are you gonna me? On that little not even Sesame Street. Would you be mine? Could you? What's that? Do you gotta do the sound off the end, like one of them little last quotes.
Little quotes, something to leave them by.
Yeah.
Something to leave them by. All right, I don't have my quote book in here. All right, I'm gonna leave you with this. Hopefully, you guys can understand what I'm saying when I say it. But basically, it goes like this: success. Dang, I'm trying to think of how I need to say this. Success. You'll only find success before work in the dictionary. Mark Twain.
I like that. That's nice. That's all right.
But let me see. You'll only find success before work in the dictionary. And basically what that means, if you don't understand what it's saying, is you're not gonna get success without working. You gotta work for it.
It don't just grow on trees.
No, it don't. It doesn't just happen overnight. You gotta put in that work.
Blood, sweat, and tears. You
know what I'm saying? All of that. And then, take a step further. You gotta throw in love on that, because you gotta love what you're doing. What I'm saying? If you don't love what you're doing, then why are you doing it?
It's for naught.
And it goes back to, if you don't love yourself, how are you gonna love your kid, your son or your daughter? You know what I'm saying? You gotta work at it.
Know who you are.
Full circle. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in to the Casey Show. Every Monday from 7 to 8, you can catch myself. Sometimes Brother David on here.
Brother D.
We're gonna have more shows, more knowledge gonna be dropped on. So definitely tune in. Come get this knowledge. Come get this wisdom. Because without it, you can't do nothing. Straight up like that. But with that being said, everybody have a good night.
Good night.
It's your boy Case signing out. Peace.